It's week 3, it's Tango. I'm Matt.
I'm Maggie.
And we're getting into our Flair Promenade. Now don't forget, if you want to rewatch any of the parts of the video, whether it's the lead, the follow, the demo, the key points, the breakdown, all of that, we got time codes down below. Check them out, click on them, hop right to it. It'll be an easy way to rewatch any of these pieces. But hey, don't take my word for it. Try it out yourself. Let's jump into it though. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and demonstrate this pattern. This is called Flair Promenade. We'll start from the promenade position. We have slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow. And now from the leader's beginning perspective. Start in the promenade. We have slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow. All right, let's go ahead and break this pattern down. So we start off from a promenade position. We have 2 walks in promenade. Slow, slow. We'll drop the hand down. We're going to bring the follow forward and across and in an open position for quick, quick, and then and slow. Now you can just leave the foot out for slow, but it's nice to have a little and slow, a little pointing action here. This is what we call our flair position. We differentiate fans and flares, where the flare is going to be a step and then a pointing action versus a continuous, like a swivel or a fan. So this is the flare. Now we'll resolve this into promenade. We'll step forward using our inside foot, which is the leader's left, the follower's right, and we'll do another flaring action here. We'll go slow, oh. Now we'll close back up. It's kind of like an open promenade position. We'll close back up for slow, oh, where the follow steps through and snaps into closed position to the lead. And then we do tango, close. This can end in promenade or it can end in a closed position. One more time just for some continuity. We have slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Flare, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. All right, leads, let's go ahead and go over your footwork. So we start off in our promenade position, sunk knee, and we go forward for slow, through promenade for slow, dropping the hand down. And we're just going to go forward, side, and point as we bring and wheel the follow around. Forward for quick, side for quick, and slow. There's our point, there's our style. We're going to step and flare, starting with that left foot. Step, point, that's our flare. The count would be 1, 2, or slow, up. Now we're going to do a kind of open promenade action here. We step to the middle promenade with the follow, slow, oh. Now we have a tango close. Quick, quick, slow. One more time. From promenade, I have slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Now we go into the flare and the promenade ending. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow.
All right, fathers, let's go over our footwork. So, if we start in our promenade position, so we have 2 walks for slow, slow. So stepping with our weight on our left, we're going to step onto our right, slow. Take another step for slow. Then, for quick, quick, our lead is going to change our hand position and direct us across him for quick, quick. And so you're going to go ahead and turn over that left foot, and then you're going to point for, well, you can bring your foot in for slow and then point for O, or if it helps you keep your balance as you go around, you can just trace your foot. if it helps you keep your balance. But it kind of looks better if you're able to keep that foot in and then slow up. Okay? So now our lead is over on our right side. So we're going to step in between, so our right foot that's free for slow and flare again. So the same sort of action that we just did, but we're only doing a quarter of a turn this time for slow. And then we step forward and across for this next slow, and we're also going to turn to get back to close position with our partner. And then we have just our tango close, where we go back for quick, side for quick, and then draw our foot in for slow. Alright, so one more time. We have, starting in promenade, we have 2 walks, slow, slow. Then we have quick, quick, and slow, or slow-o. Then we have flare, slow, step through and close, slow, and then tango close, quick, quick, slow.
All right, let's do the key points for this pattern. So there is a tricky thing about doing these actions whenever we have a flare promenade, because we had a lot of rotation, and when we're new to this, it's easy to get lost in the room. So the best way to structure this is to think about where I'm beginning and where I'm going to end, and then try to make it work. Because if you get caught up on, I have to be facing here, and these alignments for each piece, it can take you longer to make this functional on a social dance floor. Now, in the long term, you will learn more completely because you're learning specifically, and it'll be more effective after you get it down, but it will not be something you can learn quickly and immediately put to use. So I'm going to give you the alignments of where we're starting and where we're finishing, as well as where we are in the middle. But I want you to really take key point of the beginning and the end. So with promenade, especially in ballroom, we typically deal with somewhere between what we call diagonal center or the line of dance. Now, if these terminologies are a little new to you, think of a clock on the dance floor. And I'm facing down where everybody's dancing, the flow of traffic, and that's my 12 o'clock. We call that line of dance. Now, if I just go a little bit 45 degrees to my left, or counterclockwise, or maybe 10 or 11 o'clock, that's pointing me to the center of the room. That would be considered diagonal center, okay? Also, on the other side, so move back around, turning to your right, so we're back facing the flow of the room, the line of dance, my 12 o'clock. If I do a little 45 degrees to my right, or clockwise, maybe call that 1 or 2 o'clock, that is considered diagonal wall. So, as far as traveling down the line, we usually think of those 3 directions, and that's being very technical within the ballroom world for traveling dances. Now, because we're social dancing initially, this is where I kind of like to blur and just focus on line of dance. We want to be somewhere between this diagonal center and this diagonal wall, and as long as we're facing somewhere between those pieces, you're not ever 90 degrees facing the middle or 90 degrees facing the wall, you should be okay. All right, especially for tango, because we have more versatility at the end. If you don't rotate enough and you end up facing a wall, snap to promenade, guess what? Now you're facing the line of dance. If you don't want to be that rotated, or you're over-rotated, now you're facing the middle of the room, you just have to make your next basic curve back to the line. Okay, so that's a lot of prerequisite. But with that in mind, let's talk about how this pattern rotates. So we're going to dance at the camera as if that is our line of dance. So we're taking our steps straight down the room. If this was line of dance, for slow, slow. Now I'm going to open up as best I can facing my line of dance. And this is key to making this pattern rotate. So my quick, quick, slow action here, we're opening up towards the line of dance. All right? So now when we flare and do our promenade ending, we just turn to face each other. We do equal amounts of rotation. And then the same thing for when we close back up, we're doing an equal amount here and see where we would end. If the follow just closes up to me, now we're going to be backing the line. We're now going to be dancing against the line, opposite direction. So what we can do is our tango close, we're going to rotate to the left or counterclockwise for tango close. This allows us to now be facing somewhere between our line of dance and our diagonal wall. Or think about 12 o'clock and 2:30. If we're somewhere in that realm, we're A-okay. But that is the easiest amount to where as long as you're rotating equal amounts in all things, you should end out pretty okay, and then you just use tango close to shape it. That's what I recommend for when you're new to ballroom and in the tango side of things. So one more time so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll kind of back us up. We go straight down the line of dance for slow, slow. Now we bring the follow around and across, but we want to end both facing the line. Quick, quick, slow. So we're here and we're both pointed down the middle. We're going to turn and face each other for this flaring action. We're here. So now we did the same amount of turn. No one did more or less here. And then we follow a regular promenade ending here where the follow steps in front of us and snaps and closes. Standard promenade. Now we assess where we're at and how much rotation we need. Well, it turns out I'm completely backwards. So tango close. Here I go. So if I can turn my tango close, I'm back to facing my line. Alternatively, I have that tango close left, and I can go tango promenade on the close. Now I'm perfect for this. So I'll do a promenade basic, and everything's sorted out. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that might be something you might have to rewatch to understand what I said again. But get a good basic concept of alignment when we're talking about diagonal wall, diagonal center, line of dance. Really, we're just dealing with roughly this line of vision for where the lead is facing going down the line. It's somewhere between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. As long as you start off there and you end off there, you should be fine. If you don't rotate enough, which is normal by the way, there's a lot of times you're going to finish this pattern and you'll be facing the wall. You'll be facing where all the tables and chairs are, where the end of the floor is. That's fine. Remember, turn and do promenade, bring the follow around, and now we're going to be back on line. That's my key point. It's about rotation in terms of how this pattern is structured. Let's talk about some key points for styling and the mechanic now. So, the first thing that's unusual for us as a beginner in tango is that we let go of the follow. So we have slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. This hand here is determining how far away my partner gets from me and how I need them to rotate, because I can get two different kinds of footwork out of my follow based on how I'm leading them. So the first thing the lead has to set up properly is that the expectation isn't just to go into promenade and then there's no rotation, right? You'll see that I can get different footwork out of the follow. So if I give the expectation that she's going to come around, that's going to help a lot. Now, if you don't fix the hand, it'll be weird having to bring them across like that. So bring down the hand as you rotate the body, and that sets an expectation of this pattern's changing. So slow, slow. By that second slow, I want my hand on the bottom ideally, and I want to start rotating, and then I can get that achieved action that I'm going for, okay? So, real time, that would kind of feel like this. I would have slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, right? So the big key point you're seeing is that I'm dropping my hand and rotating at the same time. If I only do one or the other, and I don't have that momentum, I'm going to get different footwork out of them, and it's not going to feel comfortable for the follow. It'll be just fine for the lead. You don't have to do anything. You stand there and you're in the way. So it's going to cause their footwork to get off. So just letting you know, leads, if you see the follows mess up there, it's your fault, not theirs. So I take a step forward in promenade. The second slow has to have some rotation and some expectation. That way we can continue those actions and we'll get a clean promenade flare and opening out. So, okay, we're here. We've managed it. We rotated on that second slow, giving it a nice mechanic for the follow. Keep this hand right at a waist level. Notice the bend in the elbow. If any of us are ever straight elbowed, oh, we're in so much trouble. A, they go too far away, but B, there's no flexing, there is no softness. It's going to be joint banging. It's going to look rough. It's not going to look good. We want to have the appearance of aggression and passion in tango without all the backlash of it actually happening. So we have soft elbows, soft knees. That is the byproduct. So I want you to imagine always have your elbow bent. Always have your elbow slightly in towards your rib cage. That's going to create a great biomechanic structure. That way you're not pulling with just the arm and it'll go up with your shoulder and your neck, give you headaches. Keep it low and it goes into your deltoids and your lats. And that's a stronger muscle than your traps and your tries, right? So now we're here. We don't want to be completely flat. I'll do this so I'm showcasing to you, but I want to be a little bit biased just towards my partner because we want this connection going through the body and we need to see each other about what we're doing. So now we're here. I'm going to lead this step based on this hand. So pretend like you're a marionette and you've got a pole going through the hand into the foot. If my hand goes, so does my foot. So I want to step in diagonally and imagine that there's a triangle between our feet in this imaginary spot where we're dancing. So we're going to go for that little apex here, right? Here. So we move forward and we kind of try to hit that pinnacle. We step and then we swing the foot. There's that flare action. That's achieved by this connection. If we don't have a good connection and we don't have bent elbows, I can't lead this. And so the follow, you know what you're doing based on this good lead of he brings you forward or they bring you forward and then they snap. That is translating and causing that whole action to happen. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to stay still, but I'm going to still lead the action of leading the follow to step forward, and then they flare because they feel the step, and then they feel the rotation. Okay, so now leads, again, don't straighten out the arm. It doesn't need to be a yanking action. It needs to move in chorus with your own body. So I'm stepping, and then as I flare, I bring my hand through and across. That happens. Does that make sense? This is so key. I mean, it's why it's in key points. This helps a lot here. 1, 2. Those are your timing. That's your action there. 1, 2. Right? Now you know we're doing promenade action next. So that means we step through the middle on 3. On 4, we snap, staccato. So I transition my hand from being under to being on top in the middle of this. You're going to see us close up. I'm going to bring her through the middle for 3. And then we're both going to collect our feet and snap. 4. Boom. And this is where I have to figure out for 5, 6, 7, 8 how much rotation I need. If I can't get around with a good curving 5, 6, 7, 8, or a quick, slow, or a tango close, see now I'm a little shy, right? Because if this is my line of dance, I'm the wall. So my next step should be what? Promenade. No worries. So even if I under-rotate it, I don't have a problem. Tango is one of these dances when we're new. It's easy to do the basic, but it's very difficult to master the next step because we feel like we're stuck within this basic, and it's so long, it tends to help us get into trouble. We over or underestimate the room we have, the rotation we have, and for whatever reason, logistically, it gets in our way. So I don't want you to panic about that. Know that if you are in the wrong position, do a tight forward basic or promenade. Get your rotation done, fix it there. But don't panic and then shut down and then try to restart and reshuffle. Tango is about enjoying the moment, enjoying the music, and playing with what you've got. So you've got to make that your game. Make your basic work for you because in every situation, you can. You just have to know that you can. And that's the trick of how to make it work. So rotation, touching on that. The mechanic of the flare, that snapping action, that 1, 2, it's very key in Latin dances. So it's kind of cool as you're going to be just seeing this in things like cha-cha and rumba and salsa, even your rhythm dances and your swings. You'll see this 1, 2 snapping action. So that's what's neat about tango is again it bridges between the traveling smooth and the rhythmical Latin dances. You get the staccato rhythm and then you get these sharp actions within the mechanic. So this is what makes tango such a beautiful, beautiful experience. Okay, so that's talking about our timing, that's talking about our mechanics, and that's also talking about the rotation. The last thing, again, we've touched on it, is the footwork on this flare. So when we flare, we have options, and we've talked about this. So we bring the partner through and across. we can leave the foot in place for just this very sturdy, strong, and we might be trying just to show off this nice stretching away action instead. But if we feel, for whatever reason, the music calls for it, or you're just feeling sassy, slow, slow, quick, quick, and slow. You can do this nice little and flick action. I find that people are less stable, so then they have a hard time doing a nice shaping away when they do that. But it's up to you how you want to play with this. This is beginner level for a reason. I want to give you options so you can see where you're going. But you can either stay still and stretch away and have this really kind of cool stretch shape and play with that. Or you can kind of land and go and 1, or I should say 7/8. Right? So that's the thing there. And that's the one thing I just wanted to touch on a little fast, is that little action. You can flare those 2 different ways. It's the same timing, and it doesn't really change from it. Also, you could do one and the other person can do the other. In social dancing, it doesn't matter. So it's kind of fun, and it's actually more authentic for the follow to kind of do a little touch, a little adornment, as they would call that, because that's more coming back from old Argentine tango styles. So it's not unusual for the follow to do a more of a punctuated hit there, or to do something different from the lead. A lot of stuff in ballroom that we learn is very mirrored and symmetrical. That's good for learning and good for basic social dancing. And that's more also for how you match things in other lines of ballroom. But for social, we can take cues from the Argentine styles, and we can play and have our own style within the style. And that's what makes it fun as well too. Okay, those are my key points. There are a lot of them. You're probably going to want to rewatch this a couple of times just to get it sorted out. But that's what we have for so far. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and demonstrate this at a real tempo. This will give you a good idea of how fast you're going to have to do this. Side note, anything new, especially in tango, will feel immensely fast and a little bit overwhelming. It's part of it. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing tango. When you get something new, you go, whoo, I've got to fit that all in this timing. Yes, the more you do it, you're building muscle memory, you're creating new actions, which will make it feel smooth, and it'll slow down after a while. But initially, it will feel too fast. Just set that expectation. But here we go, enough of that, let's get into it. We'll start off in Promenade, and we have slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow. All right, that is us for this time. Great job, everyone. Keep practicing, keep playing with the pattern. If you have any questions, we're more than happy to reach out to us, and we will get back to you with that stuff. So otherwise, we will see you next time.